Parlons Français Ensemble.
Welcome, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a plunge into something that, well, it might seem really simple at first glance. But as we start to unpack it, you'll see it's got this surprising cultural weight. We're talking about discussing the weather, but in French.
Right.
And our material today comes from snippets of a French as a foreign language podcast, an FLE podcast focused specifically on this.
Yeah. And the aha moment, the really interesting bit, isn't just the words.
No, it's this subtle, kind of powerful cultural key,
Yeah.
for unlocking French conversation. Okay, let's dive in.
What's truly fascinating here is exactly that. This isn't just like a basic vocab list.
Definitely not.
It's more of a practical guide. It helps you understand a really common social skill in French culture.
Yeah.
So our mission today really is to pull out the essential bits, the core words, the grammar patterns, and those crucial cultural hints from this lesson.
So you can get the hang of it quickly.
Exactly. So you can confidently have those polite little weather chats. It's about going beyond just translating, and actually connecting.
Connecting. Yes, that's it. And, sometimes the simplest topics hold the most meaning. Our source material really shines a light on why weather chat matters so much in France. It actually says, in France, talking about the weather is often a way to start a polite conversation, especially with neighbors or strangers. It's described as a soft way to begin chatting. Not too direct.
Right. A gentle opener.
Exactly. And the original podcast even kicks off with this great line, Parce qu'en France, parler du temps, c'est presque un art gars. Let me say that again, nice and slow. Parce qu'en France, parler du temps, c'est presque un art.
Almost an art.
Yes,
Wow.
because in France, talking about the weather is almost an art. It's this lovely idea, isn't it? Using the weather as a gentle, low-pressure icebreaker.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture for you, the learner, that cultural trick is, well, it's gold.
It really is.
Think about it. You're in France, maybe in a bakery, waiting for a bus, or just passing someone in your building.
Yeah, those everyday moments.
Right. You want to maybe acknowledge them, start a little chat, but asking something personal right away, that can feel a bit much, intrusive.
Too soon, yeah.
But a simple comment about the weather. Everyone gets it. It's totally acceptable. And it signals, I'm open to chatting without putting any pressure on.
It's non-committal,
Yeah.
polite, effective,
Yeah.
like a social lubricant.
Exactly. It fills that potentially awkward silence, doesn't it?
It does. You've got this safe, neutral ground everyone understands. You avoid feeling like you're imposing. It's kind of universal, this need for a soft start.
It absolutely is. It's part of social etiquette everywhere, really.
Yeah.
But the French, as the source suggests, maybe they've refined it into this art form. It points to that subtle, maybe more indirect approach to connection that you often find in French conversation style.
Right.
And it shows how learning a language, really learning it, goes way beyond just words and rules. It's about picking up on these social cues, these little nuances that make interactions feel smooth and, well, genuinely nice.
It shows respect, too. Respect for their space while still opening a door.
Precisely.
Okay, so if it's an art form, what are the basic tools, the essential vocabulary? Let's get into that. We'll go through the key phrases from the vocabulary utile in our source. I'll say the French, repeat it slowly so you can catch the sounds, and then give the English meaning.
Sounds good.
All right, first up, for that generally pleasant, good weather feeling, il fait beau. Again, slowly.
Yeah.
Il fait beau. And that means it's nice weather, simple, common.
Very useful.
Next, when it's heating up, sun's out strong.
Oh, il fait chaud. One more time. It's out. It's hot.
Straightforward.
And the opposite, when there's a chill, you need a jacket. Il fait froid. Slowly.
Yeah.
Il fait froid, meaning it's cold. Now, you might notice a pattern there with il fait. We'll circle back to that.
Sure.
Now, for rain, drops falling, il pleut. Again, il pleut. That just means it's raining.
A single verb there.
Yeah, different structure.
Yep.
And for snow,
Il neige slowly.
slowly. Il neige, meaning it's snowing.
Okay, moving on.
Bright skies, lots of sun, il y a du soleil. Listen again. Il y a du soleil. That is, it's sunny.
Another structure again. Yeah.
Yep. And if it's breezy, wind picking up.
Il y a du vent. Slowly. Il y a du vent. That means it's windy.
Makes sense. Wind is a thing. There is.
Exactly. And finally, when the sky's a bit gray, overcast.
Le temps est nuageux. One more time.
Le temps est nuageux, meaning the weather is cloudy. What's great about this set of phrases is how practical they are right away. For you learning, it's not about memorizing a massive list. This small bunch covers like 90% of everyday weather chat.
The common stuff.
Yeah, the common stuff. They're short, they work, and you can use them straight away without getting tangled in complex grammar. You can pretty much jump right into a conversation.
It's that high-frequency, high-impact approach, isn't it? Get the most bang for your buck.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
And that builds confidence fast, which is huge.
Okay, so let's dig into that grammar now, because this is where it gets, well, really interesting. The vocabulary seems simple, but the structures behind it. That's what gives French weather talk its specific character.
Right. It's not always a one-to-one translation from English.
No, and that can trip you up if you're not aware. Our source highlights 3 main structures.
Mm-hmm.
The first one we already hinted at, il fait. Literally, it makes, or it does, but for weather, think of it as it is. You use it mainly with adjectives describing the general feel or condition.
Like the overall quality of the weather.
Exactly. So, like we said, it is cold is an il fait froid.
Yeah.
Slowly. Or il fait beau for it's nice weather. It describes the weather's quality.
And that il fait structure, it's interesting because it feels kind of impersonal, right? Like an objective observation of the conditions, how the weather is or feels generally.
Yeah.
It's super common for temperature and just general pleasantness. And a key point, English speakers might try il est froid, but that means he is cold, like a person.
Crucial difference.
Yeah. So for weather conditions, remember il fait.
Got it. Il fait. Okay, structure number 2, il, y-a. This literally means there is or there are. And you use this when you're talking about specific elements present in the weather. Usually with nouns, think of it as pointing out something specific in the weather.
Like an ingredient in the weather soup.
Yeah, good way to put it. So to say it is windy, meaning there is wind, il y a du vent. Slowly. Il y a du vent. Si vent, wind, is a noun, same for il y a du soleil, there is sun. It's about the presence of that specific thing.
Right. And you often use those little words do, the partitive articles, because you're talking about some wind, some sun, an unspecified amount of it. It highlights that the element is sort of concrete, observable. Wind, sun, fog. Il y a du brouillard for fog.
Makes sense. Okay, and the third structure, le temps est. This means the weather is.
More direct.
Yeah, more direct. And you use it with adjectives describing the weather's overall state, maybe slightly more formal sounding. It puts the weather, le temps, right there as the subject. So for the weather is cloudy, le temps est nuageux. Slowly, le temps est nuageux. Here, nuageux, cloudy, is an adjective. You could also say le temps est pluvieux, for the weather is rainy.
Understanding why you use these different structures is so important for sounding natural in French.
Yeah, stops you just translating word for word.
Exactly, which often just doesn't work. So quick recap. Il fait for the general quality, often with adjectives like hot, cold, nice. Il y a for the presence of elements, usually with nouns like sun, wind, fog. And le temps est for the state of the weather itself, using adjectives like cloudy or rainy.
Got it.
Getting those 3 patterns down gives you a really solid base. It makes you think, doesn't it? Have you noticed similar things in other languages you might be learning, how they talk about weather or other common stuff? It often reveals something cool about the languages, like internal logic.
That's a great point. The underlying logic, not just the words, how the language carves up reality. Okay, so we have the vocabulary, we have the grammar structures. Let's see it all work together. Our source has a neat little dialogue, perfect example of that soft start in action.
Let's hear it.
Right. I'll read the line, repeat it slowly, then give the English. Person A starts things off. Bonjour, quel temps il fait aujourd'hui? Slowly. Bonjour, quel temps il fait aujourd'hui? Slowly. Bonjour gay, quel temps il fait aujourd'hui? Which is, bonjour. What's the weather like today? See. Quel temps il fait, using that il fait structure to ask about the general conditions. Perfect icebreaker.
Nice and simple.
Person B replies, combining 2 phrases we learned. Bonjour, il fait beau, et il y a du soleil. Again, bonjour, il fait beau, et il y a du soleil. Meaning, bonjour, it's nice and sunny. So they use il fait beau for the general vibe and il y a du soleil to add the specific element of sun. Shows you can mix and match.
Very natural. Combines the general and specific.
Then person A keeps it going positively. Super cher, c'est agréable. Slowly. Super.
Super.
Super. It's
Yeah.
pleasant. Simple acknowledgement.
Keeps the ball rolling.
And person B agrees, adding a nice little follow-up, suggesting something.
Oui, parfait pour une balade. Yeah. One more time. Oui, parfait pour une balade. Which is, yes, perfect for a walk. See how that keeps the door open for more chat.
That little dialogue, it's simple, but it's so effective. It shows you exactly how you can go from just knowing the phrases to actually using them.
Right, in context.
Yeah, it feels real practical. You can totally picture using that exact exchange. It's a complete low-stress interaction, builds that confidence we talked about.
And it really drives home that art idea, you know? It's not just reporting the weather, it's using it to connect.
Exactly.
Okay, to help lock this in, the source material had a quick practice exercise. Let's try it. Just think the answers in your head. No pressure. First question, how do you say it's sunny in French? Which structure was that? Take a second. Okay, got it. The answer is il y a du soleil. Slowly. Il y a du soleil. Hope you got that one. Using il y a because sun is an element.
Good reinforcement. Next one, how do you say it's raining? Which phrase was that? All right, the answer here is il pleut, slowly. Il pleut. That simpler verb form.
These little checks are great, aren't they? They help move the info from just like passive knowledge in your brain to something you can actually pull out and use. Active recall.
Essential for speaking.
Totally. The immediate usability of this stuff is really its strength.
So let's wrap this up. What's the big takeaway here? Well, from this deep dive, you've hopefully grabbed some really practical common words for French weather. You've unpacked the key grammar patterns behind them. Il fait, il y a, le temps est. And, maybe most importantly, you've got this great cultural tip about using weather talk as a polite way to start conversations in France.
Yeah.
It just shows, doesn't it? Even everyday topics like the weather can open doors to deeper cultural understanding and real communication skills.
Yeah.
Helps you step into those social situations more smoothly.
Absolutely. And maybe think about it this way. Mastering these small tools, like knowing how to chat about the weather politely, that can be your soft start. Not just in France, but maybe in any new language or even just unfamiliar social situations.
That's a great point. It's a transferable skill.
It really is. It's about understanding that universal need for gentle icebreakers and figuring out how they work in different places. So here's a thought to take away. How could you use this idea of a polite, low-key icebreaker in other parts of your learning or even just in everyday life?
Something to ponder.
Definitely. So keep practicing these phrases, maybe just run through them in your head. And with that, like our source material says, we'll say, à bientôt. See you soon.